Hey there, pony people. So today we're talking about leg injuries on stall rest. This is Major. About 5 weeks ago, Major got kicked by one of the ponies in the paddock, and he came in basically three-legged and bleeding all over. I had to call the vet on a Sunday for an emergency call to get it to stop bleeding and stitch it up. So what happened is the pony managed to catch him right where the lateral digital extensor tendon is on that front left leg. So meaning when he went to take a step, he could not fully extend the leg, since that is the job of the tendon, and he would catch his toe and just full-on collapse down to his knees. It's kind of terrifying to watch. So this boy will be on stall rest for, well, basically 6 to 12 months, depending on how he is healing. And the goal is to keep it clean until the wound heals over, wrapped to stabilize the leg, kind of like a cast. And then after about 6 months, we can start 2 months of hand walking to keep it stretching as it heals. It takes about 12 weeks for the tendon to get enough scarred tissue, he's agreeing with me, so that he can start exercising it at the hand walking. So we have to unwrap it first. I highly recommend a pair of bandage scissors if you've ever tried to cut cotton or wraps. So for starters, we are going to use our bandage scissors, cut off the old bandage, being careful, obviously, not to cut our horse in half. And here's what we've got today. So you can see the dissolvable stitches are still there. Dissolvable stitches can last 1 to 4 months. They just hold everything together. So it actually used to come all the way up to here, and it went around in the shape of her hoof back to here. It is actually scabbing over quite nicely now. We're going to clean this up a little bit, and I'm going to show you how we do that. So here's our supplies. I have a clean piece of cotton for the cleaning process, some clean warm water, which I'm going to mix my betadine solution in to clean the wound. And then we have our vet wrap, our dermoplast, which is a 99% germ killer to prevent infection. I actually buy this at Walgreens or Rite Aid. Bannex for wound care, and our nonstick pads. I actually also really like the antibacterial ones, but these will do. First thing, we have to mix the betadine in. I'm going to recommend some gloves unless you like some wine-colored hands. Give a little dip, dip, dip. Get that good and soaked on there. And we're going to dab, 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 dab. Clean that whole little area up. Surgical scrub. Betadine's a good thing to have in your cabinet, in your barn. Not even just for horses, honestly. Next step, our dermoplast. This is also a pain reliever, so it kind of helps with sensitivity in the area, as well as keeping it clean after your betadine. Little spray with the Bannex. Squirt, squirt. All right, so I'm going to open up my vet wrap. Take that gauze, set it. I like to put it on the lower half near the bottom because sometimes it slides around, and you want to make sure it stays good and covered in case it does. Take my vet wrap. I always start at the front and pull back because you don't want to put tension on the tendon itself. So we go around the tendon in the back of the leg. We don't need any bird tendons. When I pull tight, I pull on the front of the leg, not the back. Making sure to be careful there's no wrinkles. I like to cover over where I just went. And if you're on a joint like I am, it slides around. This stuff is pretty flexible, but I like to come across on an angle, so it's less likely to slide around on his leg. Now, some people stop at this step, but it will slide around the vet wrap. So I bought this on Amazon, but you can go and find some at your local tractor store, Tractor Supply, any kind of farm store. It's basically just a tape. It's like a medical tape. You can search that up. And it just sticks. I do not recommend leaving it outside in the cold because it will freeze and then it's not as sticky. So keep this in your house or somewhere warm and just bring it with you when you need it. So this stuff, it is pretty sticky. So unless you want to take all the hair off on your horse's leg, I recommend starting like you would a normal wrap, maybe 2/3 of the way down. Same idea. This is just going to help hold everything in place, trying to keep the wrinkles away best you can. And I go down to the bottom, and I'm going to go just a little past that vet wrap, and then right back up. Just enough to hold it in place without taking all the hair off. Same up here. final product. Make sure you have some scissors for this one. This one doesn't tear by hand. Now, I am a big fan of the Back on Track standing wraps. They're quick and easy to put on, and I feel they do a good job with helping speed along recovery just a bit. I had a horse in the past with a bowed tendon issue, and I was told it would take about a year to recover, and in 9 months she was back to full work thanks to these things. But today we're going to use normal standing wraps because that's what most people have in their barn. And surprisingly, a lot of people put them on incorrectly and can cause a bowed tendon in their horse. If you don't know what a bowed tendon is, well, you're just going to have to come back and we will talk about it another day. All right, when you wrap these standing wraps up, make sure when you're wrapping them, you have the outside open and you're wrapping them downwards so that the inside of the wrap is going to be on the outside. So when I'm going to wrap his leg, as he throws hay in front of the camera, I'm going to take the first part of the wrap and go just on the inside of his leg, right on the middle. I go about halfway up the knee. It'll still move because you'll see I'm not going to put the final wrap right over it so there's movement to the elbow. So I go halfway in the middle of the inside of his leg, come around. Same idea as we did with the vet wrap. Tuck everything in, make sure that there's no lumps or bumps. We don't need any bowed tendons. When I pull back when I'm going towards the tendon, not away from it. That's where you want to tighten so you're not putting too much pressure there. Now I'm holding with one hand. Take the tail of your wrap. Again, 1/3 of the way down, not 2. And you're going to hold that in place. I tuck it right under here and just hold and just pull back, snug, go around. I go about, again, 1/3 of the way down or halfway down. And I'm going to keep covering where I was last. I also like to go a little bit underneath the heel, right underneath there, and pull back up. Pull tight on that ankle bone. That's not a tendon. Back around. And then once you're back down to the bottom, you can go up as quick as you'd like here. Just make sure again, everything seems snug, no wrinkles. See how I use my other hand to kind of pull it tight as I go around, like tight, and then around. And again, notice I'm going to leave a little bit at the top there. Pull tight and around. Pull tight and around. And I might go around that top a couple times with whatever's left over, and then maybe a little down. I'm leaving this open up here and right to the Velcro. So that way his knee can still move, but this is good and snug. And he should be nice and comfortable. There's that top I was talking about. See how it comes back down here? And it covers, this is what I was talking about, underneath the ankle here. Right underneath there. The standing wrap should be tight enough on your horse's leg that they are not sliding down and causing more issues. And don't forget to end every wrapping session with a kiss. That's it for now. Follow me for more tips and tricks. And if you've got anything you'd like to see me do a video on, please reach out or leave a comment. And remember, there's always someone waiting for you at the barn.